the easiest path to enlightenment. A disciple asked the Zen master, "Master, how can I attain enlightenment?" The master smiled, pointed to the cup of tea before him, and said, "Simply drink the tea in a plain and humble way. Sometimes what we seek is not far away, but right before us. Imagine yourself standing before a clear pond whose surface is perfectly still, reflecting sunlight without distortion. No sound disturbs the air, no ripples mar the water. Only absolute calm and total harmony with nature. This is the state of mind in Zen practice, a mind clear and transparent, free from tangled thoughts or conflicting emotions. Zen, also called no mind, is not merely a method of practice but a way of life and a philosophy that frees one from the suffering created by the mind. Born at the heart of Buddhism, Zen emphasizes direct experience of reality rather than reliance on theory or ritual. It is not a path of analysis or explanation, but an invitation to full engagement with life. Today, as people are caught in the whirlwind of work pressure and expectations, meditation becomes a guiding light that leads us back to ourselves. It not only brings peace of mind, but also reveals that happiness does not lie in some distant future or past. It rests in each breath and every present moment. The importance of meditation lies in its ability not only to help us face external pressures, but also to explore the depths of our own soul. In meditation, we do not seek answers outside ourselves. We experience truth through the quiet settling of the mind. In that state, we realize that balance is not something to be achieved, but our own inherent nature. Zen traces its roots to the enlightenment of Sakyamuni Buddha in the 6th century before the Common Era in India. Sakyamuni, a prince who renounced his throne in search of truth, attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. After enlightenment, he taught the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, core Buddhist teachings that guide people beyond suffering to liberation. From India, Buddhism spread across many lands via monks, traders, and major trade routes. It preserved its original teachings while blending with local cultures to form various branches. Among them, Zen stands out for focusing on meditation practice as the direct path to enlightenment rather than relying on scripture or ceremony. When Buddhism reached China in the 1st century, it encountered Taoism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes harmony with nature. This encounter gave birth to the precursor of today's Zen. An important figure in Chinese Zen was Bodhidharma, the Indian monk regarded as its founder. Crossing the Himalayas, he brought core Buddhist teachings to China and stressed direct experience through meditation rather than scholastic learning. His 9 years of wall-facing meditation at Shaolin Temple became a symbol of absolute inward focus. During that time, he also developed physical exercises to strengthen monks' bodies, which later evolved into Shaolin martial arts. Bodhidharma's teachings centered on sudden insight, understanding truth through personal experience rather than relying on texts. The fusion of Buddhism and Taoism created a deeply practical path and a fresh perspective on life. Letting go of distinctions, living in harmony with essence, and focusing on the present. Thus, the foundation of Zen was firmly laid for its widespread influence. In the 12th century, Zen traveled from China to Japan, developing into the unique tradition known there as Zen. A key figure was Dogen Zenji. Born into nobility but orphaned early, he questioned the nature of life and death. Puzzled by why those who already possess Buddha nature still practice, he journeyed to China in search of answers. There he met Master Rujing, who taught him that practice and enlightenment are not two separate things, but one and the same. Having realized this through meditation, Dogen returned to Japan. Back home, he founded Eiheiji Monastery, which became the center of Japanese Zen, and authored the Shobujinzo, a philosophical and religious masterpiece on meditation practice, the nature of reality, and the meaning of time. One of his key teachings is that Zazen, sitting meditation, is itself the full expression of enlightenment. From India through China to Japan, Zen preserved Buddhism's core spirit while evolving into a distinct practice that emphasizes direct experience and mindfulness in each moment. This journey represents not only the spread of a religion, but also the interweaving of cultures to create a timeless spiritual legacy. Zen does not focus on scriptures or elaborate rituals, but points to enlightenment through immediate experience. Its essence lies not in teaching analytical thought or world explanation, but in inviting practitioners to encounter reality directly, free from concepts and judgments. A famous Zen saying is point directly to the mind. This is more than advice, it is a method. Go straight to the nature of mind without detouring through teachings or theory. Zen rejects dependence on form or ceremony. Instead of seeking enlightenment through external means, Zen turns us inward to discover mind's true nature. One central Zen principle is here and now. There is no moment more important than the present. The past is gone, the future has not yet come. Reality is all we truly have. This helps us release burdens of past regrets and future anxieties. Zen does not deny the value of past or future, it simply emphasizes that clinging to them causes suffering. The story of two monks and a woman by a river offers a vivid example. One monk carries the woman across the stream, then continues on. Hours later, the second monk asks why he still carries her in mind. The first monk smiles and replies, "I set her down long ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This tale reminds us that the burdens we carry are often of our own making. A profound Zen teaching is to transcend ego and let go of self to merge with the whole. Master Chaodong Jian said, "Learning the way is learning the self. Learning the self is forgetting the self." This does not deny individuality, but encourages us to transcend the flawed notion of self as separate. Ego creates suffering by dividing me from others, this from that. Zen teaches that by releasing ego, we see all phenomena as interconnected, with no boundary between self and world, like a drop of water returning to the ocean. This teaching is not mere theory, but is embodied in daily meditation practice. When practitioners let go of thoughts of "I am meditating," they experience full union with the cosmos. Each breath and heartbeat is no longer individual but an expression of all life. This unity explains why Zen emphasizes mindfulness in everyday actions. As Dogen said, "When washing dishes, just wash dishes." It is not mere concentration on the task, but a way of releasing ego and fully living in the present, sensing harmony with everything around. The philosophy of Zen is not for debate, but a gateway to experiential journey from enlightenment and present moment living to ego transcendence. Zen shows that liberation is not distant, but always present in this very moment. Simply let go, simply be present, and you will discover truth. Zazen is the heart of Zen practice, where theory becomes living experience. In Japanese, zie means simply to sit, and Zen is the direct expression of enlightenment, a state where practitioners no longer pursue goals or cling to anything. Zazen begins with the correct posture, a vital element for attaining stillness and mindfulness. The practitioner sits on a round cushion called a zafu or on a small bench, with the spine straight and the head gently tilted forward as if a string is pulling the crown upward. The hands rest on the thighs, the left palm facing up and to the right, thumbs touching to form a circle. The eyes are half closed, gazing at a point about 1 meter ahead. Breathing is slow and deep, without force. The goal is not to control the breath, but to allow it to become a natural part of one's presence. One characteristic method of Zazen is shikantaza, which means just sitting. This is not meditation aimed at achieving a particular goal, but rather the practice of releasing all expectations and simply being present with oneself. Shikantaza does not seek peace or enlightenment. It is the fullness of being. In shikantaza, the practitioner does not try to eliminate thoughts, but observes them like clouds drifting across the sky, neither clinging nor resisting, simply letting them come and go. As Dogen Zenji said, to sit is enlightenment. Enlightenment is sitting. The uniqueness of Zen lies in its refusal to confine practice to formal sitting sessions. Meditation becomes part of everyday life, where every action is an opportunity to live mindfully. In Zazen, even the smallest action gains profound meaning when performed with full awareness. For example, when washing dishes, you are not merely cleaning. You fully inhabit the act, feeling the water on your hands, hearing the clatter of dishes, sensing the warmth of the water. You do not think of anything else and do not rush to finish, you simply wash dishes. Similarly, when sweeping the floor, you do not just clear physical space, but also clear the mind. Each sweep is a breath, a focus, a release. When preparing tea, you are not merely making a drink, but immersing yourself in every gesture, pouring water, selecting tea leaves, raising the cup to your lips. These actions, carried out with complete presence, become a form of meditation. Mindfulness is not reserved for monks or long sitting sessions. It exists in every moment of life. Walking along a familiar path, you can feel each step touching the ground, each inhalation and exhalation. When eating, you taste each bite instead of rushing or thinking about work. Mindful practice reveals that nothing is ordinary. Living in the present, every moment becomes a gift and an opportunity to connect with reality. Our minds often resemble crowded roads filled with hurried thoughts. Meditation helps us step to the roadside to observe that flow without being swept along. In Zazen, you realize thoughts are like trains passing through a station. They come and go, but you need not board any of them. When you refrain from boarding, you are not carried away by their journeys. Let thoughts pass naturally without traveling alongside them. Regular meditation practice brings many benefits to both mind and body. Mentally, it reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. It enhances concentration, patience, and resilience in facing challenges. Physically, it lowers blood pressure, strengthens the immune system, and improves sleep. As the mind calms, the body follows in relaxation. Numerous studies have shown that meditation not only has positive psychological effects but also alters brain structure, boosting self-control and compassion. Above all, meditation brings freedom, not freedom from work or responsibility, but freedom from the chains of the mind. When you are no longer entangled in negative thoughts, you discover an inner space of peace where everything becomes clear. Mindful living is not limited to seated practices but is a way of life, a philosophy guiding us toward freedom and harmony with reality. Whether sitting on a zafu, washing dishes, or sweeping the floor, every moment is an opportunity to let go, to be mindful, and to live fully in the present. Zen, with its simple yet profound philosophy, leads one along the path to enlightenment without needing to look far. It shows that enlightenment is not a mystical state or distant reward, but an innate essence within every person. The journey to awakening in meditation is not to attain something new, but to recognize what already exists, but nature, a clear and tranquil state of mind that resides within us all. No teaching, teacher, or ritual can grant enlightenment, for it is not something to be added but a return to one's original nature. Recognition of inner awakening cannot be achieved through theory but through direct practice. Zazen is essential because it stills the mind so we can see its true nature. In sitting meditation, the practitioner gradually realizes that thoughts, emotions, and ideas are transient phenomena, not their true essence. As one teacher said, you need not seek the light, just notice your attachment to the darkness. This means the path to enlightenment is not about attaining something new, but about releasing what is unnecessary. One unique method in Zen to guide practitioners toward awakening is the koan. A koan is a question, scenario, or story that seems nonsensical or paradoxical, designed to challenge rational thought and break habitual patterns. Koans do not aim for a definitive answer, but force the practitioner beyond logical thinking into direct insight. For example, a famous koan asks, without using lips or tongue, speak of Zen. This question prevents reliance on ordinary language or reasoning, compelling one toward a deeper experience. The purpose of a koan is not to produce a correct answer, but to shatter mental frameworks and pave the way for direct perception. Confronted with a koan, the practitioner may feel frustration or confusion before realizing that the answer lies not in thought but in release and direct apprehension. True freedom is not liberation from external circumstances but freedom from the mind's constraints. Freedom in meditation is the state of non-attachment to anything, thoughts, emotions, or even the notion of enlightenment. Non-duality is also a vital aspect of freedom. There is no separation between self and other, good and bad. Everything simply is as it is, uncolored by judgment or subjective opinion. Before enlightenment, one chops wood and carries water. After enlightenment, one chops wood and carries water. This famous saying captures the spirit of Zen. Enlightenment does not change the external world or daily tasks, but completely transforms how we perceive and experience everything. Before awakening, chopping wood and carrying water may feel burdensome. After awakening, these simple acts become expressions of full presence in reality. The liberated person is not one without problems, but one not bound by them. When we release attachment to outcomes, we can live naturally and peacefully, unburdened by expectations or fear. The heart of Zen is not achieving something extraordinary, but recognizing and living fully in reality through Zazen and mindfulness in every daily action. We have learned to release mental constraints, feel freedom in each breath, and merge with the whole. The journey of meditation begins right here and now, without a perfect moment or ideal conditions. Simply sit down, listen to your breath, and recognize that this moment is all you need. Meditation is not a destination, but a path that leads you home to your true self. This video is not just a practice guide or life philosophy, but a journey back to your true nature. Remember that everything you seek is here, within you.